All right, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Night Final Fantasy here at Epic Gaming. I am joined by Ian De La Cruz and Zach Ledman on Table 1, and Nick Wynn and Christian Tate on commentary. So definitely enjoy.
There we go.
See, look, we're right there.
There we go.
We're in
It's
the little
like-
corner. That's pretty cool.
So the EG, I was like, oh no, we don't get to see ourselves today. This is like the best part.
I don't ever like seeing myself in the mirror.
Dude.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we tonight? So we got Ian versus Zach. I think, is Ian playing nice today? I have no idea.
Let's see. Ian looks to be playing. Yeah, looks like Ice. I think I saw a Media CX. I might just be tripping. But you know, it's possible. So I think they're both on Ice because, well, Zach mainly just plays Ice. Or am I thinking of Bruce? No, okay. I am thinking of the right person. All right, cool.
I haven't seen Zach played in a while, so it might be a lot, but I do see some ice, a lot of ice actually. Yeah, it might be a mono ice versus is that fire ice.
Yeah, I think so. I see some fire. I see Phoenix.
Oh, and this might not.
Yeah, discarded Phoenix and Red Mage doesn't seem bad.
I think this might actually be his other deck. This might be fire water actually. I think he just called ice because he was a little. He was going on a little rant about ice earlier.
Okay.
But,
I just thought I saw maybe a Medius in there, but
No.
it was probably the.
there's the Zidane. Yep, this is a fire water deck. It's fire water 9 actually.
Okay.
It's a little bit different. It's not running water legend Zidane. It's running light Zidane as its main.
Oh, because I believe he plays the Steiner and more Final Fantasy 9 forwards, so he can use either unactivate all his 9s, draw a card. He becomes cheaper, right? If he has a category 9.
Yeah, it's a 3 mana that goes to a 2 mana if he has a category 9 forward. Late game, that activate all 9 characters can be very prevalent.
Yeah, I've always liked that card, but it's just like the Winzidane.
So good.
It's just so good, you know?
I always thought about like if Yuri and Shalinka weren't like such a big thing, like wind and water, like 9 would be a really fun deck to mess around with. You have all those Zidanes you have access to. A really fun thing is actually you can run Steiner and you can search Death Gaze.
Oh, that is cool. That's right, Death Gaze is 9. So he discarded Skeletoad for, is that Celeste?
I think that's Imperial.
Or Imperium. Oh, it looks like he's Black Waltz.
Oh no, it is Celeste.
Killing
Okay,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a Celeste.
It's the baby Celeste.
Yeah, I was thinking of Legend Celeste. I was like, oh.
It looks like Ian's just playing the play backups, get rid of this forward game until, you know, probably establishes 5 backups and then starts kind of going in, getting value. Unlike the other Firewater build where you drop 2 drops a day and you give it haste, you just go in.
Yeah, a lot of people think fire is just like straight up just, oh, yeah, I'm just going to rush him until I die. It's like, no, there's actually, I mean, on surface level, yeah, that's pretty much what it is, but there's a lot more, like, little bit more tidbits into it. You can definitely tell the difference from, like, a new fire player and then, like,
An experienced fire player.
Experienced, like, fire player.
I think Yuri definitely helped with fire getting more to, like, control access just because it makes you kind of want to go to 5 backups so you can use the Yuri effectively.
Yuri's a great choice in fire just because it gives fire gas, it gives fire the ability for card draw, which is something that fire desperately needs.
Yeah, it gave it everything it doesn't have.
Ooh, teaching 2 cards to play Shock Trooper.
Whoa, I haven't seen. So Shock Trooper, when it attacks,
Selects another forward. It'll break that forward and Shock Trooper.
Okay.
There's been some spicy stuff where you like make it unbreakable by like playing like Sabins and stuff or like Pavir. But if I think this is correct, this is mono ice, so we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, so a lone Shock Trooper. Interesting. He must have not drawn any backups because he discarded the Skeletoad early. And that's like one of the best cards in mono ice right now, in my opinion. I think Skeletoad's really good. Or even just in the Ice Earth discard list.
Skeletoad is just a great card. It just bleeds cards out of your opponent's hand each turn, making them having to either force resources to come out or make them lose resources as a punishment.
An interesting way to play around it is if you just try to have more than 5, you have 6 in the hand, you just go, yeah, Skeletoad, enter. Okay, cool, I'll have 5. That's one way to play around it.
I think a lot of Earth Wind deck lists are starting to run Ranger as an option to blow it up, just because, while being 6 cards is nice, sometimes it's better to make the proactive play.
Yeah, it's better to not have to sit there and try to keep yourself at 6 or 1, however you want to play against it. And it's also good because people are playing Death Gaze now, the 3-drop exile. So like if they're hitting your Veritas or whatever, it's like, Ranger. They'll like break it. Thank you.
And a lot of people, some people don't even expect it, so they'll be like Veritasing, like, or not Veritas, but they Death Gaze like a Veritas or something, and then the ultimate punish.
So I think Ian just passed, and Zach just played the Buckaboo. I haven't seen Buckaboo in a long time.
It's definitely, it's been a while. I remember, it was probably in like super aggressive, like mono ice, I think, or something like that, when they didn't have as much options for discard.
So since there's no other forward on Ian's side of the field, that effect doesn't trigger?
Correct.
Okay,
you can just let it happen. But Phoenix getting
It's Phoenix the Viking. That's funny.
it is.
I like that.
I remember doing Firewater around, I think it was either Opus 6. And then I would Phoenix back Vikings and stuff like that too. It's pretty fun.
This is so much fun. Phoenix back in your arcade gym?
I always love doing that at end phase.
I'm like, wait, what? I have to deal with this now? Yes, you do.
At that point, they're just out of options most of the time.
Your forward is gone, and arcade gym is coming at you. Is that a Sarah in the damage zone? Or another Buckaboo? I can't see what the
Darn you, fancy lights that make things nice.
That Galaga bet is actually super dope.
Is
Is that Galaga?
Yeah, it's got Space Invaders.
Oh, Space Invaders. Duh, I'm stupid.
Nah, you're good. Old arcade games, what are those? They're old for a reason.
Yeah, I played a lot of arcade games around the Galaga Pac-Man time. I think Space Invaders was like little before my time. It's like a few years.
I enjoyed I think it was called Tempest, where it's like you're like a little spaceship and you go like in a circle shooting things.
Oh yeah, I've played that game before.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I really enjoy. Ever play? It's a Japanese shoot 'em up R-Type.
Yeah. I
Oh,
love
okay.
side-scrolling like plane shooters.
So much fun. It's so crazy. I have it on my phone, and I don't play it anymore, but it's always fun to pick up and play every once in a while.
So Zach's ditching his snow here and just gonna go for Genesis. Very interesting.
Man, Zach is using a lot of resources, and he's the ice deck, and so he has less cards in hand than the fire card. Or no, they have the same amount, but Ian has 3 backups to his 0.
Yeah.
And now he's sacking the Viking with Fanfrit. He loses his Genesis, sacks only at 1 card? Oh, 3 cards. Okay. He was just laying it over. Cool. Drawing in a Cloud and a Vivi? Oh, Freya. Okay. That's what it was. Then we're going to search for another Viking.
Yep. Ian's Firewater deck is a little bit more less 9 focused than some of the other versions that people might see. Like personally, mine, I run a bunch of whale zombies because I like that card, and also you try to go for like the really big VV ping effects. I think this one's just aiming for the 4 characters and done.
Yeah.
Oh, we see a Sarah. That's a nice early backup. A little late, but
Better late than never. But lately, it seems like he's been just ditching his backups for CP at this point. Okay, cool. He is going for the Sarah, ditching the Kazuza. Honestly, really like that Kazuza because you have like Amina out. I believe he cost 2 less. He cost something less. I can't remember what exactly. 1 less. It was 1 less.
Yeah.
And so it becomes a 4-drop instead of a
It
5.
just deals a dull 4 10k, and it has like a break. I forgot what was the second effect.
Broke something. You break. Yeah, I actually don't remember that effect. I just remember the 10k.
A card we don't see too often. Yeah, interesting choice for Mono Ice is to run to Sarah. Maybe to stop all the Hecaton cares affecting the snow.
I actually don't know what the hell Sarah does.
That Sarah makes it so that snow can't be targeted by abilities and summons, I believe.
Okay, interesting. I think maybe is he playing the 1-drop snow?
No, he's playing. No, he's playing the 4-cost now.
Oh, so it just can't be broken by Alexander Hecagontir?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a bad choice. Ooh, hey, look, it's the epic card.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice because it's good tech because people are playing Hecagontir and Alexander, so why not? Still interesting
Ditching
though.
Gremlin, gonna play Devote. Ooh, the sneak peek of epic.
Sofita.
Oh yeah.
Is it Sofita?
Yeah, something like that. It is. Its job, I think, is like a Devote or like a Light Mage or something like that.
I believe it is developed, yeah.
But interesting card.
Going to combat, swinging in with the Viking, hitting the Snow
No.
Giant.
Fish.
He's play another Viking, it looks like. Go. If you're
See,
considering
he
it could be
has
a 5
cards in hand. He would, or
or 6.
if he has 6, he would overdraw. But I don't think he does. Let's see where I go. Not bad.
That'd be good. Be at 5 and just play the Vikings section. Ooh, that's actually really good because you can find the Zidane and then, or Signer, play the Signer, go find Zidane, play Zidane.
That was a pretty prevalent. I remember when 9 was like a small engine you would run in like you would run back in like Opus 3, Opus 4 in like water or something just so you can get forwards out and just Icoing into Steiner, Steiner into Ico was always really nice.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun.
There's a lot of I call it mini FF14 back when because Scion search chain is crazy. I'll play the backup. That searches the forward. That searches for my main boss monster.
And then there's Star Sybil.
Yes.
I know it's not 14 and it's not 9, but it's 11 and it searches for everything. So I don't think they're gonna ban anything. I mean, if they do, I'm not too torn. Whatever is better for the health of the game. I feel like right now the game is fine. Sure, Veritas is all over the place, but there's answers. And I kind of way I like is shape the format because now you can play backups that weren't relevant before, like Goomba, Mione, because now you can just sack it to your opponent's Veritas. Play Mione again, get value. Sack your Agito Maragito, your Aperu, replay him again. But I understand because you see it all the time. You kind of get bored of seeing the same card.
It's more of just creating a game where there's not you don't see the same state of things. I get it. Like let's see, Hearthstone actually just did this very big nerf to rogues.
Yeah, I heard about that from my roommate.
Yeah, and it's mostly because basically everyone on ladder was running just rogue because it was just. I mean, granted, when it drew bad, it drew bad. But when it drew like decently well, it just went off.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna see if I can bring up the YouTube chat going.
Kind of reminds me of kind of reminds me of Earthwind. When Earthwind draws bad, ooh, it draws bad.
Yeah.
But like when it gets a decent hand, it's pretty nice. Playing Laguna here, very interesting card to play in mono. Nice.
Probably the Laguna Squall package. I was like, why do I hear something? Because my damn phone. I mean, Samsung
Samsung phone is a phone from Samsung. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. Okay. Currently on Ian's turn. Looks like he's a Layla. Screen Scholar. Playing the Layla this turn, probably.
Most likely. I won't lie, Zach seems to be in a pretty big pickle. Ice's main problem is if the opponent can just, if you just don't have enough ways to keep the opponent down, Mono Ice can just be like, well, now I can't do really anything. Because a lot of Ice's plays is basically, I need to keep my opponent down, or I just can't do much. because then they'll be just rolling at a speed where I can't even stop them.
That's true. I played Mono Ice for a little bit before Turbo Ice. It was just the you played Celeste. I can't remember. I actually don't remember that build at all. It's your standard.
I tried to play
Mono Ice,
Zolaire, but I
yeah.
believe he misread it. But it's all good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zolaire is dual forwards.
Correct. Here comes the Zidane. Gets that 3 backups.
Oh, okay. So you're choosing to go activate, so you can just play more cards.
I have said before that once Category 9 just becomes good enough in like standard, that Zidane is going to be insane. Or if they have a really good like backup tap effect. Viking.
Yeah, the fact that Zach could start out with backups and just slammed, was it Celeste?
I think
Celeste
he
in
slammed. Yeah, he would just play like Celeste, and then he tried to play a Shock Trooper, and like I said, when Ice doesn't get like anything going, it just kind of
Slows behind or falls behind.
yeah. Because
Way too hard.
the whole strategy is to make sure that your opponent stays down.
It's not like you have a for sure board wipe. You have Zolaria,
Yeah.
then you'd be dull. So, what else does Ice have in the form of board clear? That doesn't include dark and light cards.
There's Genesis Avatar and like Renoa, but that takes a lot of resources. And the hypothesis that they don't have, like, or the situation where they just don't have a Minwu.
Yeah. In this format, there's a good chance they might be playing Mono Water. And if not, they're probably playing Earthwind. And if they're not playing that, it's probably Ice Fire or a Rogue Brute.
Yeah, Ice seems to be kind of starting to get to that point where it's like people most run it as a side color just for some of the good ones, and then most people don't play it for anything else.
They play it for Sephiroth,
Renoa.
Locke, Renoa.
Dark Vina, a lot of... There's some definitely powerful cards in Ice. It's more of just, I don't think Mono can abuse it as well.
I think this is going to be it.
Yep.
Because can't block, and he just has all these attackers. Good game, boys.
Good game. Pretty quick.
Yeah, and was able to get the 5. Zach was stuck at 0 to 2 for the longest time. So,
Yeah, no problem.
Now, what would you think would happen if it was, let's say, I don't know if Zach's deck like is at all, but let's say he got like started at about the same tempo as Ian.
well, I think even then, looking at Zach's build, I think Ian still has a very good matchup. Just because he has Phoenix, he has all this removal, his backups are removal, he has a bunch of stuff that makes it so that they can't block, and he's discarding his Vikings anyway, so if he plays the matchup correctly, and he can just abuse the Skeleton, discard the Viking or whatever else he doesn't need, or he can just go wider than Ice, and so the amount of cards he has in hand doesn't really matter.
I would agree so with like using fire as removal and water, just enough like gas to just get stuff on board, or even just enough backups where things don't matter how much they really cost, especially with just not even with like Dolan freezing most of his forwards, most of them are category 9, so he can just be like, oh, I'll play Zidane, I'll activate all my 9 characters, and not only does that give him more backups to play more stuff if he needed to, but it just activates all his forwards, and he can't really Zach won't really have much against him.
Yeah, and that's another thing, is the fact that Ian plays that Zidane makes Ice that much worse. Because they go, okay, dual freeze, I'm good. Play Zidane, activate, kill you. Oh. I forgot that card existed.
I also like that fire water deck because a lot of it's like more smaller to the ground things, so Veritas isn't really a big deal.
You just sack your Viking Let's check in on the inside.
All right, so it looks like table 2 actually is a drag-out match between Epic regulars Chris Morrison and Nate Sayer. So we're going to kick over to that match and see where that's going on. Should be pretty exciting here. 1 second.
All right, let's just jump into it.
Jump into it. Just jump into a nice pool. I actually don't like pools. I don't like swimming.
You really?
Yeah, I'm a weirdo.
I mean, let's see, that's not wrong. All right, so let's see what we can read from board state. Okay, so we got Yuna. Atmos, I think, was just casted.
Okay, so I already played against Nate. All you have to do, keep Yuna alive, use Riku, mill Nate out.
So he's going to cast the Ebolas.
Technically, you go 0. He has a response.
Mm-hmm.
And then in response.
He can still do it in response.
Yeah, you can still do it in response. Okay, well, looks like they're because he doesn't have to do it in response.
Yeah.
So technically, if he decides to miss it, that's not. We don't need to intervene. That's just him missing a trigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, technically, before he reveals, he needs to wait for his opponent to go response.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna, probably doesn't need to play the Yuri this turn. Or is he going for it? Unprotected Yuri? Oh.
Oh, that's spooky. Yeah, I see. It's going to be kind of tough for Nate because I know with Water and Yuri in his deck, he has a lot of draw, which that gives Chris a lot of time just to mill through his.
I was playing pretty a build close to Chris's.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm playing Sid 2 with 9 Evokers, or well, 6 and 3 Summoners.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so I searched for all of my Evokers, and he still had less cards left in my deck without me touching Riku. And then I just Riku'd a few times and won.
The problem with, I believe, Nate's deck is that he has no way to push. He has things that can live, but he has no way to deal damage effectively each turn.
Yeah, he tries to rely on Yuri for that, but instead when he uses Yuri as like a draw engine, a lot of times just immediately goes for the draw or the Dole Freeze.
And now Chris is just Arcanist, so Yuri can't attack. And we're getting another unit on board.
And then
This deck's
probably
based.
passing.
This deck idea that Chris Morrison is actually running is based on Edward Smith from Seattle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shout out to Edward Smith.
Wait a
Watching
second, how
Bogey.
many cards does Nate have left in deck? 1?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
It doesn't
Chris
matter.
could have just gone 0 on the unit to see if there's like a way to activate his backups,
Mhm.
and then cast that in response, activate the Riku, and then activate the Riku, and then Nate dies that turn.
You're not wrong, but I think Nate's in a bad pickle no matter what.
Yeah, he's losing no matter what.
Yeah.
He can't kill. Well, how many cards does Chris have in library? 'Cause
Chris,
if
I
it's-
think it looks like at least like a stack.
he's gonna Carve the Yuri to get the Terra trigger. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have Terra out. It really didn't matter, so
Yeah.
I was confused, but I was like, it doesn't matter what he does.
All right, looks like they are going to end on a milling note.
That's this format.
Yeah, no, seriously, when there's so much water being played, like milling your opponent's just so easy.
All you have to do is go, my dudes are bigger than yours, I'm not going to attack after Riku.
Now, do you think
Actually,
that
Riku.
will be a problem prevalent in the future? I don't think it's a problem right now, but I don't know if it might be a problem in the future. Per se.
Some people think it's a problem just because making an example where people are playing a full mill deck
Mhm.
and the Earth Wind deck just playing the Riku mills them out
Mhm.
100% of the time before the mill player mills the opponent out, and that's their goal. So if their main goal is to, if their whole deck is mill and the Earth Wind deck is out milling the mill deck, there's a problem.
Now there comes to a solution. Do we want cards where it's like put like stuff back into the deck, or like even just like that's like even the effect? Because I know like let's see, back in the day, let's see, Pot of Greed was banned from like Yu-Gi-Oh, and then they made Pot of Avarice, but then it became a meta where Pot of Avarice was just 100 times better than
just
Pot of Greed.
Sack Empire. You know, all the plant engine, and you're just like, okay, recycle all my synchros back into my extra deck. I actually didn't put any cards back into my deck, just my synchros. I'll draw 2 cards. Okay, cool.
Or even just put stuff that you want to see back in your deck because you want it, like you need it again for something else, and just like I could see where like having an effect where like it does something for putting stuff back, but would it be like detrimental to this game if we just had stuff that just put stuff back into the deck?
Well, in Pokemon, they had one of the banned cards is Lysander's Trump card, which is both players take essentially their breaks on a discard pile and shuffle it back into the deck.
Understandable.
And that was a problem for that game, so they banned it. And so if we got the same effect, I think it's a little different just because there is damage instead of prize cards. But at the same time, just being able to keep recurring things, the game might go forever.
I could say that. It's definitely a game that wants to be finished within the 30-time limit as fast as possible.
I would love a break zone refill effect. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I have so many good examples I can't think of right now.
But it is nice to be like, oh, I'll put in back in like my one-ups, or even just like cards that search the deck for something else, like Gumba. Like, I would love to put more Gumbas back in my deck.
Okay, new Vincent. I'll sack Gumba. Okay, get Gumba. Okay, recycle my Gumbas. Okay, play another Vincent. Sack Gumba.
Now don't worry, you can still cycle back into your deck Gumbas. You just gotta play Ice, Earth, Water, so you can play Artemisian. I'll put back my Gumbas back.
And then I'll break my Artemisian to do it again, so I can just keep this nice constant recursion going. And sculpt my hand even more.
Pretty much. Oh, and let's see. Actually, I'm gonna probably take this.
We're going to be ready in just a second with another match. This is kind of awkward in the sense of that table 1 did finish and table 2 went to time. We still have a couple of matches that are straight up going to time, so we're going to pull out something from the archives you guys can watch and go from. So, one moment here.
I thought you said it was Brian gonna be running stream.
It is Brian running stream, but I'm having to teach him how to do all this song and dance.
Okay. Sorry.
We are having someone run this. I mean, he works here, but this is a new stream setup, so he doesn't understand it as much. But I love you, Brian.
We're adding new stuff like every day, so you know it changes a lot. So does the business.
Dude, I remember when all of this was like facing that.
Yeah, and this was over on the other side of the building, and it was just for the N64 that is no longer here.
But I do like it a lot better because I think the main problem was, and this is not a detriment to anyone who is like commentating or whatever, but like the stream was so close to the commentators that most of the times the commentators would say something, and I think if you listened in hard enough, you could like just hear some things like Odin or just very barely, but like it could be just like a small edge. It was like when we first started out and we had like the stream just kind of like playing on like the top, but the problem was like sometimes we'd be playing and then the player could like look up for like a slight second, and the opponent hand might be kind of revealed a little bit.
That's fair. I also remember when we had the cameras on everybody too.
Just like 5 million cameras, and I'm like, okay.
I'm now feeling the pressure even more. Everyone's watching me and my facial expressions. But I liked it because I'm a bit of a narcissist, so I get to look at myself just a little bit.
I mean, who doesn't like seeing themselves?
Like, you know, when I was in my teens / to, you know, young adulthood, I often like to stare at myself in the mirror and.
I think everyone has that form of just wanting to like focus in on themselves, or if anything, it's not wrong to have it. I mean, you should care about yourself a little bit.
And then I turned 21 and everything changed.
Oh, you're talking about, you're a beautiful man.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to do memory from the first day of the Water Cup.
Ooh. Did we get to watch Luigi on stream?
No comment.
I will not say anything. I choose not to say anything.
So I think we should ban Zero Mana for Doya.
I agree.
How's your day?
It's okay. It's again, I'm in a really gray area with that because again, I have to give all players benefit of the doubt, but I also have to think about like again, like with being a level 1 judge, it sometimes can be a little weird, on my opinion on that.
So this is a quick game that was at the end of day 1 of Water Cup between Andrew Conkey and John Abanto.
I actually liked Andrew's deck a lot. I love Lightning Water as a concept of just having really small guys just swinging in and always drawing more gas to play more of them.
Signatures.
Yeah, I also really like.
Pitch.
I'm not sure if he runs in the deck, but the Jellyfish and Lightning. I just think that card is really cool. Because you get to play it, get something hasten, and later dull something. That's exactly what Lightning needs. Or it likes, in a sense.
I think it's a very good card for like aggressive Lightning.
Oh, we played CAG to wipe the board, got it. I feel like there was something I was going to say earlier, and I can't remember now. Something about the format? I can't remember.
Oof. Ooh, Exodus.
I wonder what he's going to call.
Dude. You sure? Yeah.
Well, I will also call 3.
I think it'd be fun if there was cards that like changed like properties of cards. Like, oh, this card while on field, it's like 5 mana or something, or like reduces
just change the cost of them on the field.
Yeah, like imagine if there was like a fire card that just said all cards in your break zone cost 1 less on their printed, and then you're like Phoenix out 4 cost.
Yeah,
it'd be fun to see what they would do with that. Or even just like forwards that are like that. It's like this card costs 3 less from your break zone, and it's like what?
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, middle combat. Phoenix in something with haste that meets that requirement.
Well, I think it's fun. I think it's pretty cool that a lot of that, with how fast how the game's growing, a lot of the elements are very defined in what they kind of want to do. I think what we need now is archetypes for each one. Like, I know there's like things like knights and stuff, but that's like multicolored. It'd be kind of cool to see like mono decks that have like certain archetypes like focused into them. Like you see that kind of like in some mono lightning builds with the Alba Diana with the like Wars of Darkness. But it'd be cool to see stuff like, oh, it's a fire deck, but now it focuses on like this like specific archetype of, I don't know, they discard cards to get like special effects. You know, kind of like the guilds in the.
Kind of reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Does a lot of different archetypes.
Yeah, like, you know, like, let's see, a lot of, like when you think of, like, what is it? When I think of Thunders, I always think of, like, Thunder Seahorse, and I think of a lot of, like, they had a lot of, like, recursion from, like, graveyard stuff, like salvage and things like that. Water had, like, a lot of, like, small, like, draws, mechanics and stuff like that. So it'd be really cool to see, like, archetypes like that.
I just don't want it to begin to become, like, where it's all just archetype, like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like, okay, Black Wings, Gladiator Beast, Performa Pals, and so on and so forth.
I got you, but I think it's a little bit easier in doing that something in like Magic-related kind of games because there's archetypes in like say like the guilds, right? There's like is it in like Selesnya and stuff like that, but people will still play mono decks and they still do just perfectly fine. But it'd be cool to see like some other stuff like that.
Yeah, I just don't want the game, to be resolved around archetypes. Like instead of being based around colors, it's based around what type of job you're playing.
I get you. It'd just be so cool to see if they could experiment just a little bit more with that, and like maybe even just like a single set or something. Because I know archetypes get really busted when they continually support it. That's when it gets kind of out of hand.
Yeah.
Because they would support like what Glad Beast and like for like 5 packs straightforward.
You remember old school Glad Beast where they go play Cold Wave, play Elemental Hero Prisma, Prisma effect, send Bestiary to the graveyard or use Bestiary. Test Tiger, I have a Gladiator Beast out so I can spell summon it. Okay, I'll take Test Tiger, I'll send it and target my Bestiary, send it back. Okay, grab Darius, grab Bestiary. Okay, tag in, Gazeris, blow out 2 things, I'll attack, tag in, attack it back. 2 2100s, pass. You can't play any spell attack cards that just blew up 2 things.
Yeah, I remember as good it is. Oh man, Mono Water just doing what Mono Water does. Just making sure, keeping that card advantage, keeping the opponent down. Sadly, Andrew wasn't able to get any backups except the McCoy, which is an interesting backup, I'd say, to run in a deck like this.
Yeah.
Because giving an attacking forward first strike doesn't, like, scream at me.
I mean, because you get to do cool battle tricks like, Rama or like doing like some sort of ping effect, which Lightning has a lot. So maybe it's for like, so it's like he has a 3,000 Viking, so he can do like 4,000 or 7,000 with something with Rama, and then give something first strike so his Viking doesn't die. It's cool battle tricks, I'm assuming, but it doesn't really do anything against Ash.
Yeah, Ash is pretty strong.
Oh man, and he's setting up the Waka, and five backups, 5 cards in hand.
Water's biggest weakness.
Andrew is not looking good. The one backup, I don't think he's coming back.
I think it's, from what I'm seeing, I think it's pretty done. Let's see, was Andrew? Because he's running Camelot. I don't remember Camelot being in the Water Lightning deck. I remember of. But I don't know.
There's a Camelot right over there. So
yeah, I don't remember that being in a deck that I saw. I don't know. It's been like a week or two since Water Cup, so.
Yeah, that's true.
I did not see your text, no.
Yeah, I was like, I heard that too.
Oh man.
Veritas, yeah, sacked the Layla, so now he can play another Layla.
Yeah, Veritas, like, it's not really good when you're behind.
No, because your opponent just sacks whatever forward they don't need, and then they dual freeze it or do whatever to Veritas and just tack over.
I think a lot of people forget, and you can just do that too.
Yep.
Veritas is a lot better once you have backups going.
Yeah, it is a lot better when you have to discard 2 instead of 4.
Yeah. It's pretty good when you have to
3.
discard 1.
I can't do math. I'm just like 4. I'm like, where's this 4 coming from? Think of the 4 CP. It's
Yeah.
2 cards to play it on 2, 3 cards to play it on 0, and 1 card to play it on 4. Here we go.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, just because Water controls just so many cards, they sometimes forget Veritas costs 6 mana. Or like Earthwind has like access to like just a lot of recursions, or it can ramp pretty decent quickly, that a lot of people forget. Veritas costs 6 mana.
A quick game, but still a game nonetheless from the Water Cup. That was it. It's cleared it out. That was a very, very fast game.
It was.
That was
So we have Ian and Chris on stream.
Yes.
Yes, we will. We will actually have Josh Caven and Angelo actually on table 1.
Table 1? Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool. They're on. Okay, cool. Dope. I think Angelo switched back to Kiki. I think he's finally going back to Ice Water.
I've been telling the man, like, I think literally Ice Water from like Opus like 6 or 7. I think if you just replace it with Veritas, it becomes a whole different kind of deck. Like,
Yeah,
it's
instead of the
pretty good.
Needhog, or do you still play the Needhog?
You could play like 1 Nidhogg, but I think just replacing it with Veritas is so much better. Because like -3 mana, you get 1k less power, but you have an exit effect. And you get just, I think, that much more value out of it instead of just shaving a card out of your opponent's hand. And the option for removal, it's pretty decent against like Veritas itself, though. If you just like, I'll play Nidhogg, I'll target Veritas, remove it, and banish a card from hand.
Because I think he did play multiple dark cards in that deck too. So
they usually ran. Well, I remember what Angelo did was he ran 2 Veritas.
Whoa.
And, oh baby,
Josh can't. He's going hard.
I love this opener.
Angelo might have a response.
As you can see,
It's just take-
I like Mono Fire.
Yeah. Hitting Medius and Sephiroth.
Oh.
Wow, this turn 1 arc. This is what you want to see.
I love the deck names. Hit me in the face. Please don't
hit me.
It's too good.
You know, Josh just doesn't care about Angelo's deck title and hit him pretty hard on turn 1 with.
So I think what Josh is running is Mono Fire with Fusoya. So he uses cards that have like damage effects like Jet. Let's see, Cloud, obviously. That Cloud EX is so much nicer than I gave it credit for at the start of this.
It really is. I had the same opinion. I'm like, I think it's okay.
It's all right. And then I started seeing how like people would actually play it. I'm like, okay, this card's actually kind of insane.
That's not bad.
Because as the game just continues on, that card will get better. And if not, I'm surprised how much the Banish 10 does, and sometimes like doesn't even matter sometimes because it just ends.
Once we get a like remove from play, shuffle back into the deck type effect, then Cloud becomes busted. Or not busted because you can mill the card that you need to keep recycling from the to keep that loop. But you're on 3, so if you're unfortunate to hit all 3, then you can't keep that. But it looks like Angelo's just gonna go to 3 backups, take another 4, and just.
What I think he might have saved is probably a Glacia for right after when the Archangel swings. He'll take the damage, but he can then Glacia on his turn and then maybe stabilize a little bit from there. Again, Mono Fire has not a lot of draw options.
Yeah, a Glacia would be super sweet right now because I think Lisa only brings it to 7k, right?
Yes.
And so now he can play the Glacia, have him discard the only card in hand, and kill the Archangel. And it looks like he did.
Unless he's super greedy and he waits for his opponent's turn, waits for the Archangel to swing on the stack of the power gain, he'll activate Glacia and then make it so that Liz can't attack. But I think he chose out of that.
Yeah.
Which is fine because I see in his hand he has Nidhogg, so he's probably gonna wait for. Please don't hit me.
And says, please don't hurt me. And he's like, you're hurting me.
Ooh, this is a big punish because he has the Nidhogg in hand. Is it time for the return of the King of Dark?
I think it is. Slam it. Do it. I want to see it. It's been such a long time. It's a warm welcome.
I want him back.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The eater of Yggdrasil. The man himself.
Or is he just going to play with Layla?
Nah, come on, man. This is way too good of an option.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Him.
It's back. And then the ideal is to draw a Renoa and he plays a forward.
I mean, he could. I think that's Marsh in his hand. It would be such a punish. But Angelo is at 0 cards and all he got out was...
Ooh, another one, so now he can't attack.
That's fine. The deck kind of wants this. Oh, man. That Edward looks so nice, but I know why he doesn't want to play it.
Because there's no cards in hand, yeah.
Well, he just... Is that the Emperor?
Dude, that or a Fanfrit.
Oh, it's a Fanfrit. Or does he break the Gladiator just to get... does he have a Viking? I didn't see if he ditched one. I think he might have.
I think so. All I saw was Layla on top, and that was about it.
He ditched the Layla, a Celeste,
and a mystery card.
Yeah. We didn't get those super official, like, streaming things where it tells us each card in hand, and like at Magic Pro Tours and stuff. On like, dude, those streams are very nice.
Yeah, they are. We'll get to that point. Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting
slowly
there.
but surely.
Okay, so he does have the Viking. Or does he have the Time Mage? The Viking, yeah. Understandable.
Is that Bismarck?
Andrew, you're shuffling cards too fast.
I just keep seeing the Edward, that's it.
See the Edward, I see the fam. What's up, fam? Smart, passes.
Yeah, he's just going to use the Viking as a block and then kept up the Nidhogg because, well, Fire has a lot of tricks.
Fire can ping the... If he didn't, Fire could ping the Viking and just swing in and... Oh, that's game. Yeah, a lot of Fire is just like... A lot of our early game is... Alright, deal with our Archangel. Iroha is spooky though. Because it, after it stays up this turn, he can just kill the Viking.
Yeah. So does, what, 2,000?
It does 1,000, but it increases by 1,000 from its own effect, so it's 2,000. It's basically the Chilinka effect.
So kill target Viking.
and then swing with Archangel to force a block. And he
get in
might
there
just
for
drop all eyes, and it's just like, oh, well, what do I do now? But Angelo like is actually starting to stabilize because having his opponent at 0 cards is pretty good for him.
And then he has a big body so he can keep up blocks and just start setting up and trying to catch up. And then eventually do the Angelo thing where you get to 5 backups and you just start winning.
Passing turn.
Just try and play it safe as possible.
Oh, that's 2 Bahamut's.
Mm.
Oh, I know. This would be a very strong play if he goes for what I think he's going to go for. Might be his only play because there's not much you can do after this. Because he's probably going to try to Bahamut, the Nidhogg, if we Roha.
And then, yeah, the
Just swing with the Archangel. Or just passing. Oh.
Interesting. He's giving Angelo a lot of time to play catch up.
And now that he kept cards in his hand, yep, he's going to play the Edward.
He's waiting for the perfect moments.
Now, does he respond and play Bahamut and Iroha? Oh, no, he's going to wait. I don't know if that might be the best strategy. At this point, it's either do or die, because I don't think Fire can keep up with Water Ice once Water Ice hits its full potential.
Yeah, because like now's the time to do it, especially because he has Edward, so there's a chance that he has another Edward in hand. And now he has the summon cancel.
Now, fan frame.
Is it Glacier?
I think it's probably Fam.
Fam. Okay, yeah, just Sacker. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, probably just Iroha here. Angel's gonna get that draw. Ooh, Celeste. Too bad he has nothing tapped down. I think Celeste is actually pretty interesting. Pretty interesting card in this meta.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of her, but I still think Celeste is a solid card.
Solid Ice.
Drawing. Wow, I'm gonna cancel that.
Dude, I'd be spooked if I was Angelo. I won't lie. If my opponent drew like Satuna into Bahamut, I'd be like,
Double IS?
Probably.
Pretty good. That's the ability's still on the stack. Oh no, he let
No,
he
because
let it resolve.
he declared block first.
That's right.
Because he was like, I'll block, and that means he lets Archangel resolve.
That's right.
Angelo, ladies and gentlemen.
He's not. He doesn't have you out.
There's some pretty stupid things Angelo has forgotten. I've seen, but doesn't mean he's not still one of the best players in our shop. But there's just some crazy stuff he's forgotten.
Remember that time where you played the librarian guy in the pre-release, and you added Earth card to hand, or you added a Wind card to hand, and I had that one thing. I was like,
you played Thief, and then you guessed. I think it was Earth and Ice.
Yeah, I was like Earth. You just
and
like,
I was like,
I have Wind. You just saw me add Wind. I'm like, I forgot.
It was literally the only play I did. I've seen Angelo swing with Vikings, and I block with my own Viking, but I was playing like Mono Water. I think it was around Opus 6 or 7. And I was like, okay, I'll block. And he's like, oh.
He's keeping the Archangel frozen with the Celeste. 7.
Phoenix.
Oh.
Oh.
Is that the end step?
That is end. Thankfully, he froze the Archangel, and that means Josh isn't able to bring an Archangel back. with the Phoenix.
Yeah, so he gets his a turd.
Yeah. This is spooky.
It's like,
I wonder if he still runs the Ultimecia. I'd be really surprised if he did.
I still think Ultimate is pretty solid. Does he have a haste?
Ooh.
Angel's living on the edge.
Missing. Oh, and
Fusoya.
Fusoya.
Wow. And Josh hasn't taken a single point of damage, so now he just gets free Fusoya for a bit. So he gets 6.
Let's see what Angelo can do. Is that Medine in here? I think he has a Medine.
Well, that'll do it.
That would do it. I think he's also trying to play around some certain stuff.
Do you know if Josh runs any haste forwards at all?
I'm assuming not. He's probably relying on Red Mage to be most of his hasters. I mean, he runs probably Zell.
Zell, okay.
Ooh. And Renoa. Kuja. Again, Ice has technically a board clear, but it's a lot better in other decks.
What was the errata on Genesis Avatar? I remember there was something about his effect doing something different than we originally thought.
So, if I can remember, it's been a while. I think it's like. So let's see. When Genesis enters the field, deal each forward opponent controls damage equal to half of its power, round up.
Because I think what people thought was half of Genesis Avatar's power was supposed to be half of
yeah. I think so too. The problem is that it doesn't clarify what it is.
Yeah.
It should have just said, like, opponent damage is equal to half of that forward's power.
It would have been a lot more.
Or Genesis Avatar's power.
Some clarification would have been nice, but yeah.
It's like when you go into the title and you play Fran, and you have the backup Fran. Fran will still get the 1K from it, even because when it says accept Fran, it's referring to itself, not cards named Fran.
Oh.
It's really weird.
That is weird. But hey, it happens.
Yeah. But yeah, that board clear really helping Angelo get back into it, and Josh using Fusoya to kill the Renoa.
Now Angelo can just start going wide.
The get to 6 deck and win.
Yep. I know how that goes.
It's probably one of the bigger strategies for more controller decks like this.
I know for a while when I played a lot of the experts, I was like, give me the 6, please. I'm ready.
I should probably bring that back, the EX Burst deck.
Yeah, that deck's sweet. What was it, all 50 or was it 48?
You like 48 because you want to play a Cosmos and a Fusoya.
Okay.
But don't worry, you gotta search it with King Thoradin.
You're right.
And now with all this Veritas meta, I can get rid of my backups finally.
I'll get rid of Thoradin. Oh, okay, I'll play.
I'll get rid of Thoradin, I'll draw a card, and then I'll play.
Thanks, Veritas.
And then I'll play Prompto.
Yep, playing the Layla, getting that Viking.
Layla, getting back Viking.
Keeping up the Emperor and Edward. So Angelo looking really good here now. So we got. Yeah, I can't see Josh's head.
Josh has a Zell. I think he could try pushing for game here. Because what could happen is he'll play Zell, tap 2, ditch a card, play Zell, target the Layla, do Fusoya on Viking, and then swing.
Oh, yeah. That's true. And do we know what's in Angelo's hand in the form of removal?
I saw Genesis. Let's see, Cloud of Darkness and a Viking. Interesting.
Renoa, Genesis.
Oh, so it's Renoa, Genesis, Viking, Cloud of Darkness.
Good stuff.
Six?
Ah,
The card of the meta,
right.
of course.
Why did I think something different? Why did I didn't just assume it was Veritas? I didn't see one.
I wonder if Angelo's running like one Veritas, one Nidhogg, one like Sinner or whatever. I don't know.
I bet you it's like probably a 2-1 or 3 Veritas, 1 Nidhogg.
That's so greedy.
But
I
he
like
plays
it.
he plays Emperor.
He does play Emperor. He probably plays Artemishian as well. Oh, that's gonna feel gross because he has the Renault in hand.
Oh, is he just gonna do it again?
Probably.
Because he has exactly 10 cards left.
Josh, you went for the risky play. I respect it.
Do it, Angelo.
Punish.
Show him what foreign means to be Super Saiyan.
I love you too, Angelo, but you can't be doing that. Come on. I will use Angelo for this case.
You got to, yeah.
I am not allowed to say certain things on the internet.
Oh, he's just gonna ditch the Renault instead.
Really? I would play
Too
it.
frozen.
Oh, he probably doesn't want to dull his Veritas just in case some out of whack play happens.
Oh, gotcha. So you just want to make sure he can secure the fact he's not gonna die and then kill his opponent.
But I can't think of a single out for his opponent, for Josh in this meta, in this form. I mean, if he did activate Cloud's ability, Josh dies, so.
Yeah. Let's see. He could.
Angelo tends to overthink things sometimes, I feel. Not a lot of the times, but sometimes.
I think that's with a lot of us. I know especially with me, I think too much. But when I don't think, apparently I play a lot better. I'm good.
Oonga boonga, I play Earthwind.
Don't judge me.
Go Setsu. So I'm going to try to search for a hand here. I would be surprised if he had a target. And more, the fact is, I don't know if you want to search.
You just gotta do it.
You just gotta do it. At this point, he needs to push for. He needs to try to push for lethal. You know what would really help right now? Nail.
Yeah, so we can deck up faster.
So he can burn through some of this and then probably just swing in for game.
No.
Nah. I love that card so much. I know it's probably not good or great, but I think that card has a good potential.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of potential. You crack Star Symbol, it's free.
I'm not lying, Fire Earth looks really nice too. With that Heretic Nate Garland, I like it a lot.
Like, I think no one plays it right now, but I still think Earth Fire is good right now too.
I actually, Daniel plays it.
Yeah, he plays the Crow variant, right?
Yeah, but I think we were trying to convince him to play it with Rain. So you just have 2 specials that you can base off, or like swing with Rain and then activate Crowd Special and deal 6k.
That's actually not bad.
I think it's a pretty solid deck. He said it might be asking for a little too much. I was like, I don't know.
Is he running any other lighter dark grids?
He decided to switch over to the Dark Engine, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I was like greedy board white plays. They're always fun to see. He runs 3 Bahamas. I wish I could go to Bahamas.
You're overthinking. He is overthinking this.
I think he's overthinking this quite a bit. I don't think there's much outs in Josh's deck where you can finish.
He just plays the Renault, has another body, has him sacrifice the Sephiroth or the Cloud, and if he wants to mill the rest of his deck, yeah, sure, go for it. Or he can just keep the Edward up, not do anything. I don't think he has Edward in hand, does he? It's just Fanford and
Fanford and Renault, but I think he wants to try to bluff here. Which again, I don't know if is needed. I don't think Fire will have a way for her to finish, or off the top of my head. He could just play Renault. Interesting, very interesting.
He just wants to keep up the Fanford just in case there is a play. Very interesting.
Did he use Bahamut?
Bahamut, yep. The special bomb. You got it.
That's awkward. Wow. That's it. About a.
Fair and fit. Three cards in here. Ditch.
Is that it?
No, because he still has to get rid of something for the fan print.
Yeah, you can just sack the. Oh yeah, he has to sack the card. That's right. I thought there's another forward out.
Nah.
I was looking at the Bahamut. I'm like, oh, that's a forward. He's got him.
I wonder if he's just gonna Scholar. Probably. I'm surprised he Scholared the Veritas. Because I would have probably Scholared back the Avatar just because you can ditch it for stuff. And it's out of the 8K range if he happens to run another like Bahamut or something, or if he runs if it EX.
That's true.
Sorry, we're having a person and attorney who is distracting the commentators.
We're having a cactuar off.
I can't do it too well because I'm in a chair. Let's see, Cloud, Veritas. Let's see, what are
I
his?
think I saw him draw a second Veritas.
Ooh, he could play the Veritas. I guess that's his only play. Yeah, I don't know why he just didn't Renault it earlier. I really can't think of any reason why not to.
Yeah, because you get rid of his only forward, and you have another body on board. I wonder what is. Oh, good catch.
I was about to say.
Yeah, because he can't just not play anything.
Yeah, he has to play Vert.
'Cause otherwise, Josh might top deck a Zell or something.
Even if he does top XL, it's game. Because what he could do is he could ditch a card, play Zell, deal 4, tap Fusoya, deal 7, ditch something else for Fusoya effect.
Oh, right. I forget, because I usually, whenever I see Zell play against me, it just kills my monster, so I forget about the deal damage to forwards effect. So.
Yeah, you never want to deal to 4 and Herf win. But breaking.
Dataluma, deal 4? Sure, I'll wipe your board.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
I'll Sid target your Dataluma.
Are you sure?
You got it. Deal 4 on
It's like the type of person to be like facing against their opponent who he knows runs Dark Worlds, and he's like, okay, I'll play card destruction. Opponent just sits there like, what'd you say?
Did you just give me the game? I'll draw 5, special summon 3 guys, draw 2 more cards.
Search.
No.
I'll get something back from your graveyard.
Go.
Nuts.
Oh, I lost.
Who would have thought? Anywho.
You know I'm playing Dark Ones. I forgot.
Alrighty, but let's see.
I want to get a better hand.
Let's see, what does he go for here?
Yeah, I can't see his hand, so we can't discuss what it might be. Oh.
I think I see a hand.
Yeah.
Did you get a 4? Yeah.
Is that a goblin?
I swear if it's a goblin, I'll laugh.
What is going through Josh's mind? I would like to cast Thoughtseize targeting Josh.
Dang.
I'll pay the 2 life.
Dang.
I'll play Zidane. I just want to see his hand, please.
You're trying to seize Josh? You think Josh is a thought? A thing in your mind? That's not very nice.
Yes.
Oh, he played Please.
Leasing. Oh, and then just gonna get huge with
Hopefully. He's really.
Oh, we have one card left.
Yeah.
Okay. That was super close.
Oh, that was way too close of a game.
Oh, yeah, and he had the Kuja in the yard anyway, so.
Yeah, I can't think off probably the top of my head. Yeah, I think the only misplay was probably the Angelo not playing Renoa. I think I just would have made things simpler.
Yeah, I think it's because.
And now we're going to go to table 2 where Chris Morrison and Ian De La Cruz are duking it out.
Because even with. He had the Kuja in the yard, so I think that was probably what he was thinking about. He's like, I have the Kuja, so I should be fine playing the Fanford anyway.
Oh, no,
But-
I mean when he played the Genesis instead of the Renoa.
Oh, yeah, that turn too,
I
yeah.
was just like,
Oh, I'm hearing.
the
I'm hearing all 4 of them.
I can't. The voices.
I'm hearing Angelo, but I'm seeing Ian on the right. I'm hearing Josh, but I'm seeing Chris on the left.
Don't you know Angelo is Ian's stand? And Josh is Chris Morrison's stand.
That's super believable, at least with the Ian and the
Angelo.
Angelo part.
They hang out a lot.
Me and Ian are pretty close to being the same person. I'm like the nicer side. Like, he's really nice. Oh, wait, there's the pack.
We're good. We're back. We're back once again.
I think so, yes. Or were we just tripping the first time?
No. Because I literally couldn't hear you come from out of here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Testing 1 through 6.
Yep, I can hear you.
Perfect.
Okay. Good job.
So like I said earlier, I built Chris's that type variant of deck, but in a very, it's not as good, but it's funny because the point of my variant is to use Sid 2 to add Evoker and Summoners to hand, and then use Asura, Balfour EX, and Diabolos to keep activating your backups, and find all the Evokers and Summoners for extra mana, and then your deck is just summons and forwards. And then you can also do Trick Square. If there's a dead card on board, you can just activate Sid to go fail to find and get a free search or free circle. So you can just reset the top for Una. But a lot of times it's just I don't see Sid, I just see Evokers.
Oh my gosh, using the Zidane to ramp it to a Mog that lets me draw a card.
That's pretty good. Already at 4 backups.
I love that Mog so much. It's really like weird in decks that aren't like 9 focus, but if you're already running a 9 focus deck, it's really nice.
Yeah, in this situation.
It's also really good as just like a battle trick because it's a Leviathan now, but anytime you want it to be.
Showing that Zidane is good in all forms.
Nerf all Zidanes.
Therefore, just remove them from the game.
I'm just kidding.
Did he
come
not pay an
on.
Earth?
He's gonna discard instead.
Okay. So just Shanto does right off the bat, trying to get that board presence out of the way and catch up in backups.
Ooh, just gonna play a Zell for the swing. Love it. Dang.
And Chris is a type of style of deck that you want to try to get the 5 backups as soon as possible, so you can start controlling the board. And the fact that the I don't want to call this variant rush, but what would you say, tempo mid range
For Ian's,
for Ian's deck? Yeah.
it's kind of more like a tempo deck because basically he just gets a bunch of searchers that lets him curve out a lot better. And with the Zidane, he likes to activate his backups a lot with it. So it's a lot more tempo swingy because he can do some like blowouts, but it's more of just playing more forwards than your opponent. So that's probably just an outrage of tempo.
I just want to make sure because, like, you know, he's already at 4 backups. I didn't want to call like a rush deck. I'm like, that feels like more tempo because he's making plays to where he's getting card advantage, but he still has removal. And it's almost like playing a watered down Delver. The Delver deck. Oh, I would love to play a Delver type deck in Final Fantasy. Okay, can we just get a brainstorm? That sounds busted.
A what?
Brainstorm. So imagine this game, you have a summon that says draw 3 cards and then put 2 cards in your hand on top of your deck.
No,
That's brainstorm.
we can't do that.
You're like, okay,
Because
attack?
of the fact-
That's fine. Brainstorm. I'll put Odin EX on top. Your attack.
And that's the
results.
exact reason we can't do this. This game focuses on the EX burst middle type strategy.
But it make EX burst relevant again.
Are you saying Odin EX is irrelevant?
It's not prominent.
That's true, but it's never irrelevant.
You're right. That was one day you're just like, all right, attack. I got this. Odin EX up top.
That's how you win, guys. You just play triple Odin and Earthwind.
And triple Atomos.
Dude, I'd rage quit so hard. I'd be so upset. I'd be like, you're not supposed to be running this. You're like, yeah,
But
I
I
know.
am. I know, and it got you off guard, didn't it?
Dude, that Garnet is so nice.
Which one?
The 2-cost Garnet that activates a forward when you play it, or EX burst it, but it also
Oh, the new. Okay, I see.
but it also makes it so the damage is reduced by 5k from summons
That's not bad.
on your forwards. So a lot of people, what they like to do is run Medine with it. All my forwards take 5k less, so they only take 3k.
Your board swipe, mine lives. That's pretty good.
It's also pretty funny against Veil 4.
Looks like Fanfurt resolved.
Oh my gosh, it's the Stomp Fest.
Yeah, I'm not feeling all too good for Chris here. I think the moment Ian was at 4 backups to Chris's 1, the game is kind of swayed in Ian's favor. There could be some good EX bursts and good plays from Chris, but it's going to take a lot to catch up here. And he just keeps slamming down forwards. Chris doesn't play any other board wipes outside of Param EX. Well, I just saw that and said that I meant to say Balafor EX, thank you. And Fina?
Yeah, it's supposed to. Most of the time, you're supposed to be like Fina into like Veil 4, or Veil 4 into Fina, and then you're supposed to do stuff off that. But yeah, it's a bit weird in this situation.
Yeah, he only had the Riku for a bit. Oh, he's playing Mione now. Well, never mind. The boy just found his way out. Was there an Earth in there? There is.
This is why we run Mion.
Yeah, I don't remember that being in there, so I'm super surprised. Makes sense though.
Or I told him he should be running like some kind of like bounce a card effect. I even told him you should run like a 1 of Bismarck.
I gotta change my build tonight and play more closer to that backup line minus the FFCC package. I'm gonna play like triple minor so I can just keep recurring Riku because I don't have any more Mimtilias.
Interesting.
Well, Chris's deck is super fun, especially the interaction between Yuna and Carbuncle.
Oh, I am hearing first. I'm hearing.
You're hearing?
Ian's, I think, at the first table now, but we're hearing.
Oh, yeah, because this is just a playback.
Yeah.
Also,
He's talking to Justin.
Oh, okay.
I can hear it.
Also, Freya is a sweet card in Drinking, or just in general. Like,
Dude, Pharaoh is super sweet. In that deck, you can Phoenix her out. It's at 10k.
oh, yeah, so you do 8 when it enters, they deal -2. Oh, that's not bad.
And don't get me started when you can Phoenix a VV.
I think this game's look a little better for Chris just because he was able to play the Mione and bounce the Shantoto. So now he's at 4-4, so only at what, 4 damage? So I think now Chris has a better chance. But yeah, that Mione definitely saved him. I was like, oh.
It's a pretty sweet card. Having to bounce stuff and drawing a card off of it is pretty gross. There's no reason it should have given you a draw, honestly.
Oh yeah, okay. Now I'm hearing Ian.
Yeah.
Ian and Ian. Yeah.
Ian and Ian.
But at least chat can't hear the double Ians.
I don't think I can handle double Ians. I can barely handle single Ian.
Imagine if Ian's perfect. If you can mute your equipment, just use the restroom while they're getting set up.
You're good. You're fine. Playing the red match. He is back.
What happened to your beautiful face?
I don't know.
Oh, there it is.
Ah! So Justin seems to be running, I think it's probably the Mel control deck I think he was running during Crystal Cup. If I remember it properly.
Was that Ice, Wind, Earth?
Yeah. Because I see Earth. I see Wind. Now he's sitting for the ice. I think.
Ice.
No, I think it was water.
Oh, it's water.
Water, Wind,
okay.
Earth, I think. Where it was basically all he did was like play his opponent, but I think it was just running a Lua at that point. So I don't know which deck this is actually.
Wait a second. There's a Cactuar in this, right? So it must be 3 cards. Must be 3 colors. So it's probably ice or water.
Whoa, that's a harsh assumption. do two.
Act?
you could do two. You could do two.
Sure.
And play Cacti. What? It's an 8K.
Yeah, deal 4 mana, deal 8.
4 mana, deal 16.
Moogles.
I loved playing that in Moogles. 4 mana, 16. I'll target your ass. Survive this.
I remember when Cactuar first came out, and I remember playing it 4 times in a game.
It's a fun card.
I think it's against Ben.
It's a funny card, I won't lie. It's a hilarious card.
So did Justin discard 2 for Pain and play Riku, or did he play Riku first and then play the Pain to go search for something?
I think he just literally ditched the Cactuar because he has nothing to play, which is weird. Ooh, the Black Waltz, and there goes the Pain. Black Waltz is actually pretty good for a backup. Maximum damage you can do is like 8k, but it's like,
Okay, yeah, just playing Yuna, bouncing that. Looks like, yeah, he's just playing Wind, Water, Earth. I remember when I played Wind, Water, Earth Monsters. I had so much fun.
that's a good deck. I still think it's playable nowadays.
Discarding Brawn for Brawn, getting a Viking.
Fun fact, Braun is a 9 character, so you can't switch it off Steiner if he needs it.
Oh, I didn't know she was 9.
She's the queen of Alexandria. She's pretty forgettable. she's Garnet's mother, but she's pretty forgettable.
Fair enough. I've never played 9, so I've never played 9. I've never played 8. I've played a few hours of 7. I played like 30-ish hours on Final Fantasy 4. Most of that was just me grinding for fun, so I didn't get very far. I got right before you go to the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon.
But did he opt not to swing? Interesting. I see no reason why not to.
Fair is what, 3, right? Oh,
Veritas.
and here goes the Veritas. Discarding Alexander, another copy of Yuna. Fanfrit and a Black Waltz.
Black Waltz ain't gonna do much here unless he decides to Fanfrit and get rid of. Is he gonna get rid of the Black Waltz?
Probably the Black Waltz, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get, even though getting rid of the Brawn can be good, he already ditched one and then to be short on water backups.
Yeah. No point to greed at this point. Now, just you gotta make a play that advances. A lot of just slowly building backups. The water, earth / wind way.
Oh yeah, get to 5. Think about everything else later.
We'll worry about that when we get there. Only has 2 backups. Doesn't have anything to play the Black Waltz on. Phoenix won't really revive anything to come off. Like, he might just play the Scholar here.
I think that's probably the play. Just play the Scholar pass. Unless he wants to try the Pipe Pressure, but
We'll see.
I love how much more energy we had earlier on. I was talking the whole time, and we were just kind of like very slowly watching the game, being absorbed.
Oh, the couch. It is the power of the slump couch, as we call it.
Yeah.
It drains everything. It's got a ditch a card out of here.
Makes you want the couch.
Ooh, ditching a Medine. That's pretty good. Means that he doesn't have to worry about his board clears later. Or maybe he'll get it back from Vegeta. We'll see. at Medina is actually kind of pretty harsh because Ian likes to go pretty wide. So we'll see where it ends up. Ooh, -8. What is this? What am I looking at?
3-color control.
But that's a remove.
4-color control.
Is it time for the 5-mana control deck?
I think so. No, actually, I had no part in this.
He's like, I wish I did.
Mine did have Atomos EX and Mateus and Odin and probably Rambo, which will be my popper deck.
For those folks at home, we're thinking about maybe trying out Popper this Sunday. We'll tell you how that turns out. We'll probably update you on like Thursday or something.
Yeah, because there's not really a definitive meta for popper yet because no one plays it. So
we like testing things here in Oregon.
We like to brew, and right now on standard, it's kind of hard to do that.
It's just a lot of the things have seemed to really kind of like. I think like you either figured out or some points. I mean, there's still some stuff being discovered, but a lot of it's pretty concrete at this point.
Yeah, most of it is pretty solved.
Gonna search. Gonna put Ico to search this game. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see. He has the Ico, the bronze. He has 2 9 characters out. It's not the number he wants to be at the moment. Probably. I wonder if he's gonna just drop a card to play a Scholar. Oh, I'm looking at it correctly. Excuse me, folks.
You want Phoenix? 2 Phoenix? Or just the 1?
3. He's gonna put it as a Dane outright. He's probably gonna draw a card.
I'm going to 5.
Ooh, the Steiner's a pretty nice pickup.
You think you can play it next turn? Ooh, Mug.
Mug. Oh, 2 VVs. He did not want to hit that. Did Justin draw a card for his Riku?
What's it?
Did Justin draw a card for his Riku?
I think I saw it.
Okay.
Thought I saw a card get added to his hand.
Five mana for Cam.
I was trying to keep the Riku up.
Search for Chaos Control.
And he's either going to play it this turn or okay, he's just going to play it. That way next turn you can play a 4-drop and keep the Riku up, or just not play anything, keep the Riku up.
Ooh, Fanford's a good pickup here. Gives him an out to this Cam. Because otherwise, he'd probably just clear fire and have to keep you safe most of the time.
This Fanford. So I'm probably just going to move into combat, see if we can get a free damage in.
That's only wants a sec.
Starting side for 2.
If you want to be really cheeky, what you do is you play the Zell first, tap 2 mana, and then play the Zell, deal 4k, swing with the Zidane because he probably wants to keep his Cam, and then you cast Fanford afterwards. And then kill off your Zidane, and then you swing with your Zell.
Got him.
You're like, ha!
I
Fool.
have you now.
I have you now.
You've activated my trap card.
Is he gonna play the Black Bolts?
Oh, then he's gonna play the Zell to finish it off.
Nah.
Or VV, okay, then Zell.
He'll
Oh,
kill
he
it
already
no matter
discarded the Zell, that's right. Never mind.
what. He'll kill it no matter what. Probably should have later. Ooh, 3k.
Goodbye, VV. You did your job. Another one. I like this deck so far. I was honestly thinking about playing something like it with the unit build, but I was like, wait, I can't play Unit EX if I have light, you know? I mean, I can, but that seems not good. Because I will always have a Unit EX will always have a place in my heart.
Unity EX is always a pretty good card. I'm glad I have my playset foils.
So I have my playset full art promos foil, and then I have my pack foils signed by Kagayama.
Good stuff, good stuff.
So pretty. I like it.
They're really nice. Let's see. Digina Cloud for the prom. And tap into 2.
Let's see what's getting up at this 3. Looks like it's a Zell and 2 cards.
I thought this was Legend of Zelda for a second. I was like,
You're like, Judd?
I'm like, YouTube playlist?
Ooh, we're gonna arch of that red mage. Is it a Shanto to play?
Probably. That's a play I would probably make in this situation.
Then you go back to 4, and then your opponent's gonna have backups out. And there's what? And there's 4 cards? 4 cards. Okay. With 2 7-drop Phoenix, I think I saw. There it is. Yep. It is the Fanfare of the season. I figured, I was like, okay, Archer and 1-3, and then looks like I'm playing the Shintoda. That way his opponents on less backups.
I just noticed that Justin's damage is Odin at the 3-cost one. It's actually been getting a lot more popular.
And I just realized it's 4 EX versus, isn't it? Or is
No,
it Odin?
that Odin's not EX.
Oh, okay.
It's EX in guns and boss mode.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. I like that for it. It was fun, although, you know, it was only for that fan fest. So, it'd be cool if it was like an actual format.
But that Odin's pretty good now in this meta because a lot of people, what they do is, a lot of the most annoying forwards for like lightning is like 3 costs, so you just use that. And also, a lot of the monsters are really annoying, so that's what they use for removal.
Gets rid of the Death Gaze, gets rid of any other pesky monsters as well.
So here I think you're starting to realize that the best way to get through this deck is you just gotta play forwards and just kind of punch up through.
We're gonna keep jamming down forwards and just have Justin try to deal with all of them until Justin runs out of answers, and then Ian's able to just close out the game. Cause double mug.
So then you need to start getting some recursion in there somehow.
Yeah, Minor, Menphilia, Aperu, really anything. Luminous Puma.
Pass turn.
Maybe he's just gonna let the EX burst gods to throw through and just mill 3Q. It's like, yes, wipe the board. I'm waiting for my Atomos.
EX gods we trust. Oh, he has Exodius. Maybe wants his opponent to overextend a bit. Ooh. Lethal on board.
So it's a 4, a 5, and is Garnet a 2?
Yeah. So you could only kill one thing with Exodius.
Yeah, that's awkward.
Well, let's see. What could he do to get out of here? He's going to need a little bit more. Oh, can't do anything that deals damage either. Oh, yeah, I let down that hair. Majestic hair.
My long hair here. I always keep it up, but figured I might come down for the stream. Oh, there's my shampoo this morning. I can smell that.
Calling 2 is pretty good. Because then you can cast the Veil Flora.
He's gonna deal 3 to the board. Does he have another Battleground? Steiner's at 6, so he gets +1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he controls a Category 9 character.
In response, activate Yuriku. What?
Wait, what?
Uh,
you guys
have
activate his backups.
Is that a miss trigger or is that part of effect?
It's part of effect. You control the card game near you have to activate all your backups.
Okay. Yeah, and you could have used the extra Riku mill too. Like in response to the Val for
I've actually
activate
discussed this
Riku.
with a couple of friends. Justin seems to forget a lot of things, like when it's kind of more down to the wire.
Mm.
But I mean, it could be a lot of players, I guess. But, yeah.
It's me. I forget a lot of things, especially when things start to get a little rough. I go, okay, I'm gonna do this. Or oh wait, I wasn't gonna do this because of this. Oops. Punt City, 7K door.
Come on, Justin. You could have gotten 2 extra mills in there.
And you could have saved the Val for this Viking and Lele. I wonder how many cards is left in Ian's deck.
It's looking kind of small. This also doesn't help that his deck also draws and searches.
I wonder if Justin runs Mione.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's pretty good. Yone back to Shantoto.
Just passing, huh?
That's pretty spooky to me.
What does Justin have?
Because let's see, Ian has game on board. Justin doesn't. I don't think there's a lot on like a good board clear he can run here. Oh, that's pretty good.
That's the searcher, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's the one that makes it so that it can't block. But he has Phoenix, and he had to bring back the Garnet just in case any shenanigans happen. Based on damage.
4, is this going to be the...
Is it another Exodus? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9.
It'd be 8 if he remembered that trigger.
He's 7 if you remembered his.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It'd be because he could do it twice. In
Yeah.
response, activate. Okay. And step, do it again.
3.
Call 4.
Yes. Kill me.
I will choose 4 in response. Sure. Board wipe it is. This deck is pretty fun. I like it. Exodus, a 4-color control. Looks like.
So Ian should be at 7 cards left in deck, I believe, because he drew one off the Viking. He just milled 1.
We counted 9. Passing again. Is Justin at 6? Yeah, I can read.
Does Ian Phoenix here to get another body on board?
He can't Phoenix.
No, he
needs
has
to target
yes.
first.
No.
Oh,
no,
it's the 4
cost.
drop. The 4 drop. Oh, okay.
And actually, you can actually cast 7 cost Phoenix without having your opponent having a target.
Really?
Choose up to 1 forward your opponent controls.
Oh.
He's like, wait a minute. That don't sound right.
I mean, I can't read, so there's a huge possibility that I just didn't read that text of Phoenix up to.
You do have to choose a forward from your break something.
Volcanic Island, that's not a Final Fantasy word. Choose 1 forward to costume break zone and up to 1 forward. Okay. I can't read.
The more you know.
I could have made some plays back in my day.
Okay.
Win, but
What would the
learn something new every day.
targeting the Layla? So that's just trying to get another mull in there.
I love these styles. It's actually just like, all right, I'm just gonna activate Riku and just kill everything you have. I don't actually have a forward to play right now at all. I just have removal. It's my favorite type of decks. That's why I really like control magic or control in Magic the Gathering. It's because you just have to play removal, and then you, well, either ult Jace if you're playing Legacy, or Entreat the Angels. I miss Senses Divine Top so much. Every day, and like, I don't play Legacy because I can't play with Senses Divine Top anymore. I was a counterbalance. I was a Miracles player at heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what he's saying, but cool.
Yep, no one else does either. But it'll take a miracle to understand what I'm saying.
I understand what miracle means, though. I know miracle's like what? You're basically just top decking and drawing a bunch.
Yeah, so what you're able to do is Terminus, right? It's a 6 mana return all forwards or creatures on the field to the bottom of the each player's library. And the way Miracle works, if it's the first card you've drawn this turn, you can cast it for its Miracle cost. And with Terminus, it becomes 1 white. So if you activate Senseis or have any way to draw on your opponent's turn, you still get that Miracle trigger even though it's a sorcery and you can cast it.
Cool.
So instantly, if they go attack, you go, okay, activate Senseis. I'll draw a card. First card drawn this turn is Terminus. Terminus. Instant speed Wrath for once. Yeah, it's pretty good.
You can play Garnet on just Insurgents. It's like, that's fine.
And now he's answering with Chaos.
Oh, yep, that's good.
Okay. Good game, guys. That was fun.
That was fun. I was
Fun
just
to
like,
watch.
well, this could have had it 1 turn earlier though, if he didn't miss his thing.
Yep. No, that's 2 extra mills that he missed. Go back to.
All right, everyone, we're going to go back to the game from last round and continue play.
Sounds good. Oh, going back to that, yeah. Solo. Welcome to Real Christian Hours. Your host, Christian. All right, we're coming back to this matchup we saw before. Looks like we just played Lalo into the Viking, drawing a card. You know, that Freya looking real nice. I like the Final Fantasy 9 engine going on here on the right. Moving to Chris's deck, and you know, I just really like that Miona. You know, he's bouncing that Shantoto. We're playing it again. It's one of the very good feeling of being able to reuse your Shantoto. Imagine if Shantoto wasn't a generic character, or a unique character and was just generic. I'd be busted. It's like I get to play multiple Shantotos and have all the fixing in the world. Shantoto just becomes the best backup in the game. But it's unique for a reason, so. And in Title, for a bit, I thought that you could play characters of the same code. So I thought maybe you could have multiple Ajito Marijitos or Shantotos on the field with the same code, but obviously not. It's just you can play characters with the same name, not the same code. It looks like he's trying to recur his Yuna back, which I read Yuna completely wrong at first, and I thought anytime you could return it back to your hand by just removing through backups, so like in response to a removal spell, but it's just from break zone to hand on your main phase. So looks like he's just playing the Yuna, pass the turn. And looks like Ian's about to do some end of turn shenanigans. Casting Phoenix. V wiping his forward and probably killing Chris this turn, it looks like. Either that or next turn. Well, I mean, if Chris has Valifor in hand, it should be fine. Okay, he does. Now he deals 3. That's pretty good. Okay, Nick, so what you missed is going to Chris Morrison's end step. He casted, Ian's trying to cast Phoenix. Cast Phoenix, bring back VP, killing his opponent's Yuna.
Okay.
And it's still on Chris Morrison's turn. Chris cast a Val for EX to pretty much kill the VV, the Viking, and the Layla.
Ooh, spooky. That's how you get him.
In the Cactuar.
I'm surprised he didn't add Yuna and then play it again then. Wouldn't he have just like a bunch of extra mana?
No, I think. Oh yeah, he would have at that point because he
Go for it.
Valaford in response. Yeah, he could have done that. You're right. Maybe he doesn't have enough summons in the Brickstone.
Possible.
Because I was playing against him today, and then at no point did he have summons in his Breakstone for whatever reason. It's like, where are my summons? And
I think Cactuar's a pretty interesting choice.
yeah, I'm not sure if I like it that much, but I see where he's coming from, just looking to do the 4, 8, 12.
To deal with bigger stuff. But I think at that point you just kind of keep him dull and frozen with the Glacia.
Oh yes, the sweet sound of card flicking that only we can hear. It's soothing to me. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I like it.
He's using Mog in response to Pain's effect to bounce the Yuna so he doesn't draw the card.
Haha.
That's hilarious. Font, activate Yuna's effect as a layout on top. No, I don't want you to draw that card.
No draws for you.
And now Chris is at 1 card in hand.
1 card in hand. Layla on top.
So I think Ian's trying to close this game out this turn or next turn.
You could swing like a Freya, make it so that Pain becomes a 5k.
Then a Zell. Back up.
I think that is a Zell. So he could swing with the Freya and then we'll play the Zell, target Yuna, deal at 4k. Oh, I see what he's going for. Pain. Or is that a Cloud? I think that's Cloud.
Oh, it is Cloud, yeah. It looks like a Cloud.
Dang it.
And then attacking that way. Well, it's taking kill him next turn. As long as Chris doesn't draw more removal. Act. I hope he remembers to activate Riku. No!
Missed Riku triggers. We take this.
That's 3. So 2 from last game with Justin. And 1 from Chris here.
Christian doesn't like Missed Riku special. Missed Riku triggers.
It's so important.
It really is. It's like they have open field and you don't attack. Essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll leave it up. But I don't even play any haste. I'll leave it up. Go ahead. I don't want to first. How many play EX bursts? I don't know that. You do now.
It's pretty much it. Yeah, jam.
All right, everyone, we're going to be going right over to our finals here.
All right, finals. I think it's
Finales.
Justin versus Angelo. Oh no, not again. The voices.
Yeah, so it looks like they're a little far ahead than what we were getting to. So it looks like ditching
Mateus
for Harley.
Harley, pretty good, and then Baleful for Mercury.
That's good.
Okay, so Justin took turn 1. Okay. So let's see. This is gonna be an interesting matchup because Angelo won't really have minions to worry about, but that's kind of what the deck excels at. So then Justin can kind of just control the board and mill him out.
Yeah, I just go activate Riku. As long as he gets every Riku trigger, he's good. And then Not only that, Layla Viking goes, okay, I have unit out of Alpha EX, get rid of all of them, please. And now you can't recruit with Layla.
Let's see. Or is he going to play Sephiroth? Does he have Sephiroth in this deck? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think against the control deck, I think you just jam it. Always.
He's just going to play a Naked Veritas. Interesting. Bold move. We'll see if it pays off.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're just trying to figure out.
Yeah, I'm sure he just wanted to get a dude on board that Justin doesn't want to get rid of. And so now he can just get free points of damage with the Veritas.
Angelo just know what kind of deck this is, and he's just trying to jam something that has a purpose?
I think it's what it is because now he doesn't have the unit out yet. So now if Justin does want to deal with Veritas, he's going to have to break something, putting him back, and that's where Angelo wants to put Justin just a little farther behind. And he also has the Renault in hand, so as soon as Justin plays a forward that doesn't exist, he can play for Noah.
Whoa, oh.
Whoa.
Camera shift.
The bump, though.
The world is turning.
Now I can see the tube on the floor.
What's that? It has a card. I'm just kidding.
It has all the deck lists on the bottom.
Holy.
Okay, where's the Riku? Apparently someone tried to accuse me of cheating because I left my deck lists on the floor because I thought that's where we're supposed to be.
I know that you're really stupid when it comes to like stuff like that.
Yeah, so someone came up to you guys and was like, yeah, I think this guy's cheating. I'm just like, no, he just forgot. Trust me. He's not that smart. Like, thanks. Truthful but hurtful.
Christian's the type of dude to go into a test, studying stuff on his phone, and then when his teacher's like, let the test begin, he's going to put it like right in front of him. Start writing.
Don't even think about it. It's like, is that a phone? Yeah, I just...
Oh, yeah, I know what this looks like.
This looks like I wasn't cheating. I was just... It was before I left it there. I'm sorry, I forgot.
It's, yeah, stuff like that.
Sorry for bumping the mic.
Yeah, you're good.
He's playing Braun, getting Viking.
I think that's the game plan here. He's going to need to play some small stuff to get like some pressure on him, or at least bait out the Belfors. But Justin already has the Riku.
I just think Justin's deck's really good against Angelo's.
Because Angelo doesn't have anything to kill, so that's the problem.
And then Justin has a bunch of things to kill, like Valifor. Okay, wipe those guys. Chaos Walker EX, Gritty Veritas.
I don't think Angelo's running any like hard, like small minions that just discard stuff like Argath or like 3-cost Sarah or anything like that, or even the Sephiroth, if I can remember correctly.
Okay, just bring in the Harley before he gets the Edwards. Now he has to play full cost for the Edward instead of just a 1. And probably playing another backup here. Oh no, he's just discarding it.
Interesting.
Okay.
What he could have done was ditch probably like a win. Played a Charlotta and then just villain. Still have the ditch card.
Maybe he's trying to bait Angelo into playing a forward to play Yuna.
But he would still, what is it? He would still, excuse me, I don't know where that came from.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. But I mean, like, he can still play Yuna afterwards. It's just, like, just another mill.
Yeah.
Viking gets the drop. Is that Time Mage? Not very good at this matchup. You know, Justin does run fours, but they're like more of like super high impactful or like really sticky ones, like Alua. I think he has a show. I don't have memory of that. Veritas.
I think if I was running this type of build, my forwards would be 3 Veritas. Okay, then we get to the summons.
I agree. Guys, actual control deck. I run 3 minutes.
Oh. Looks like Justin might be starving on backups. now we can play the Yuna, right? Bounce that Veritas back. Now Justin will be at 4 backups, or he's just playing at 2.
White
Okay.
Mage. Ooh, that's also really strong against Angelo, because he has a lot of recursion in the back.
So you could probably just take the one from Veritas here.
Yeah.
You might not even have
He
the
has
Yuna.
plenty of
in
life
it.
to work with in this matchup.
And he just wants to take it nice and slow because Angelo's going to draw more cards. He has Riku, so.
Just they're rearranging the order of discard winning duels against them.
Because I know in some games it's very important you can actually get a game loss because you mess with your.
It's more
breaks.
cards that depend on, like, I know it's actually a rule in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because there's one card that depends on it.
Yeah, I think that's how I was mainly think of as Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's what I played a lot back in the day.
Because, remember, question is a card. You have to guess the first...
Question. Yeah, I remember
You
that.
have to
card.
guess the first card in your opponent's, or I think it was either first monster or first card. But you have to remember what it is, and you have to guess it.
So
Guessing
you can't just pick it up.
If you guess it incorrectly, I think it's a monster, so they get to play it for free. If they don't, I think they take like damage or something.
Question. Ooh, and you got a free search off the paint. Probably added the Yuna. I was looking at you.
Probably.
That makes sense to me.
3. Time range. Just to get a minion out.
Yeah, he's just playing the time mage, get some more bodies on
I
board.
don't know. Does he have to select something to freeze it? Bring up Time Mage on the board, please.
Time Mage! Let's see, just in case he has to.
Time Mage doesn't choose one for an opponent to come for.
Okay.
We're Gucci.
What you just said, choose one for no one freezes. And look, you're at the time you target your time mage, your Veritas, I'm sorry.
You have to do that with, I think, Rigdia. You have to choose, if they don't have any forwards, you have to choose any forwards.
Really?
I think so. Pretty sure. Or if I remember correctly.
That's not Justin's mind.
My mind's not here all the way, guys. Give me a moment. Like Angelo's deck title says, please don't hit me. Nah.
No, don't hit me, not in the face.
Let's see, 3. Share. Yeah,
I
something
think
like
that's
that.
a fine check.
Ooh, he's gonna have to do some weird stuff to break his backups, though. He's gonna need to play a forward with the Sherlotta, and then he could play Yuna, or he could break the White Mage.
Yeah, you can just break the white mage. But it kind of wants to keep it so he makes Angelo's later gladiators awkward.
It's true. Viking.
Oh yes, please. Play more Vikings. Play all of them. Just so he can battle for EX, and then so
Scholar.
Angelo can draw more cards. And so then Justin just wills them out.
I do think Angel needs some form of... Because I remember what made that deck so like prevalent was just so much discard abilities. This was back when Thaumaturge was legal.
Yeah. Do you know if he's running Sephiroth?
I have no clue on that. But from what I heard earlier in the match, I don't think he is.
Okay, because we haven't seen it yet. You'd think you'd see it by now.
Veritas.
How many cards he's drawing?
Interesting. He wasting a resource to play a minion. It's kind of spooky here because that gives Angelo something to target and kill, or freeze, or mid-hog, or anything.
He has no cards in hand, so it's not like Nidog's going to be super. Like, it's going to get rid of the Veritas. Oh, okay. There's the cards in hand.
Dude.
4. Okay. That sounds like a Nidog.
Nidog.
It's ice water. Goes best. Lots of cards in it. Water helps.
Yeah, I think he might. Let's see. So, Stitching. Go to Layla. Oh yeah, targeting the Viking. Yay!
And now he could play the Una.
Pretty good. Which
He could play Renoa to try to get the other Viking.
this is a very interesting deck to play in this meta. Now that I think about it, just because Mill's a really big strategy, and if anything, Ice Water draws maybe even just at the same rate, if not a little more than water.
Yeah, because you're able to just play Renoa and then draw 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the big difference. And then here comes the Una. If I was a Veritas, and I'm never going to play a forward ever again.
Smart.
Archer. Not a bad hit.
Play Renoa to play Galila to get another Viking, or just wait and do nothing. We'll find out in 3 seconds. Is he gonna play Nidhogg?
Slamming the Veritas bag. Yeah, he didn't have free up, so
Okay.
Manfred, is that a Veritas? Chaos Walker the wheel.
Remove. This Layla's gonna win game.
This is going to be the game-winning card, Layla.
The little Layla that could.
Who needs the Viking? We just need Layla. It's just like no hesitation.
Okay.
Get rid of it. I don't want to take any more damage the rest of this game. You're going to draw a bunch of cards, and I'm going to remove all the threats you play until you're out of cards.
Just play monsters.
I almost thought of playing monsters for the Crystal Cup, Earth, Wind, Water, monsters again, just because I feel like it's a very good position. But I was like, I've been playing Earth, Wind since the end of Opus 6. I'm just going to play with what I know.
It's a good deck. It's a pretty safe deck to play. It has a lot of good matchups. I can't think of anything that hard counters it.
Scions?
Really? Do you still think so?
If they get a good enough start. Like, if they see the Alpha say you don't have that Gigant there, it's kind of rough. But just keep going in. But other than that, like, as long as you set up
I
correctly,
see
you're good.
a lot of Scion was actually running the double Fenrir now.
That's smart.
Just for the
card
Veritas.
good. Like, I think if people start running that more, Veritas becomes less prevalent. But at the same time, but it did what it was supposed to do. Enter and get rid of the forward. And essentially getting rid of a card in hand because you have to play the Fenrir.
But if you're smart with Fenrirs and you only have 1 forward when they do that, you're just like, I'll cast it for 2. I'll get rid of the forward.
Here's the Sephiroth. He does play it.
Okay. There's the boy.
Probably
He's
discard
gonna
the
probably
Cactuar.
Renault it afterwards. Jesus.
He's ready.
Unleash the beast.
But in response, I think I saw Justin have a Chaos Walker in him.
So he can't do something in response. Yeah.
Let's just discard your Cactuar, buddy. I don't think he needs the Cactuar. The Chaos Walker's all he needs. Because he wants to be able to keep the Chaos Walker just in case Angelo plays the Renoa on this turn as well. That's discarding 2 cards, playing the Renoa, and then if in response you activate the Chaos Walker, Angelo just loses a bunch of cards. And Justin doesn't. Well, he kind of does because you have to discard the 2 cards, so it's almost doing the same thing. And get rid of a forward, though.
Feels special. Interesting.
Very interesting. Cactuar Camelot. Okay, that's fair.
Might as well Chaos Walker, right?
But I mean, he could just discard 2 cards as not chaos and on his turn by chaos,
It's true.
and still have 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, he'll be fine if he just lets it happen. I don't know if that was the response.
Huh.
Interesting.
How does Charlotte read?
Yeah, anytime you would pay for mana.
Okay. So not just from a backup.
Yeah. If you pay AC
Oh, okay, cool.
Seymour.
Oh, okay, you just want to get that okay. I see you. Ah. I see.
Yes. The Ring Shell
2,
special.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
You know, specifically, if your name is Ray Chow, you can just put Chaos Walker on top of your deck whenever you feel like it.
Oh yeah, and whenever your opponent goes to attack on the first point of damage, he
Yeah.
gets a magic ability where Chaos Walkers goes to top of the deck. That's the Rachel special. Like, he discards a copy of himself, puts Chaos Walkers in.
Actually hung out with him a little bit after the tournament on Saturday, or last Saturday. He's
Oh, nice.
He's a really fun dude to hang out with.
Yeah, Rachel super cool dude. I play against him all the time. And I've lost 3 or 4 times in a row now.
You lost to him in this Crystal Cup, didn't you?
I did because I punted super hard. It was still a really close game. I'm not saying, anything against him. I swung with a underpowered Noctis against his 8K for whatever reason. Because I forgot about that.
Points of damage in there. Alright, what's next? Oh, another set. So he does run. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, moving back at the main phase, see, that's pretty good.
It's always smart. Yeah, it's always fun doing that in games where you're just like, I'll attempt a pass turn.
Oh, no, hurt.
Going back. That's what makes the game so interesting.
1 card in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay.
Now you know how it feels, Angelo, to be milled.
How does it feel, Angelo? How does it feel?
After doing it to so many, you taste your medicine.
A well-timed Sephiroth is a good-timed Sephiroth.
That's also one of the big ice cards that's being pretty popular right now.
Yeah, someone was trying to post one on TCG Player for 35, and that's the only one out there. I'm like, no, stop.
I mean, it's a good card, don't get me wrong, but
Not 35.
not 35.
Like, solid 1920. Sure, I'll get you at that. I think it's like a 15.
That's what I would
$12
say.
card.
Oh, dang. That hell agreed special.
Yeah, he just wants to get rid of the Sephiroth and just keep going. He has more removal spells in his deck, I'm assuming, but he doesn't have any removal spells for the Sephiroth this current.
Yeah, it's pretty smart because it's like saying basically, well, either you block this and I get rid of your fort, or you mill one.
Or mill 2 in this case.
Yeah,
And he's just taking it.
I would just take it. Ooh, hitting the Sephiroth. That's pretty good. Oh, he did not.
That's fair, because Justin only has 1 card in hand anyway. But at the same time, you get to go dual freeze.
I don't know.
That's already dual.
That's a Nidhogg. I think that, oh, that's a Nidhogg. Oh, actually, this is pretty spicy. He can swing at the Sephiroth, target the Alua, and then play Nidhogg. He's getting down to the wire. I think Angel's at 8 or 7 cards in the deck. Angel's at 8 or 7, but he popped the Alua shield to now.
Well, he was at 9, and so then he took it going to 8, drawing to 6.
At 5. I think what you want to search for here is maybe either.
According to my calculations, Justin is calculating to see how many what summons left in the deck. If he just takes a look, he can find out real easy, and just fail to find.
I mean, yeah, just do it.
Go look, Justin. Just take a peek. Free shuffle is fine if you whiff. Is there a reason not? Is there a reason not to use it?
Unless he somehow knows the top card of his deck now.
Well, if he does, that means he's cheating.
Cheater. Whoa, now you know what summons you have.
He puts the one on top.
Oh, actually, this could matter then. So it depends on how what Angel hits off this. Oh wait, no, it puts on top. I don't know why I thought of that as a hand. I'm gone.
That's okay. I thought it was gonna go to hand for a second too. I was like, oh, gross. But it goes on top, so that's good for Justin.
Yeah. Because now he can't hit it with this Nidhogg if he plays the Nidhogg.
But if he gets rid of the card in hand, that's only he draws 2 cards. It's Medine.
Cost 5.
Oh, because he's
He's at 5 more damage. So cost 6. My bad. But
okay. Then he's fine.
yeah.
Cost 6, yeah. Where does that false have to do it? Well, this has been a very tight game.
It is. Let's see. Angelo has. So he's at 5. Draws 1. Draws 2. He has 1 turn. So I'm pretty sure Justin has this. Because no matter what he plays, he's gonna Medina. Angelo has no haste. And I'm pretty sure Justin will be able to get 1 no out of each turn. So.
That's true. And they could just keep open the block too.
Well, it depends on what Angelo does here, but yeah, pretty much, I'm pretty sure he's safe.
Oh, and he has all the Battle Force. Okay. That's pretty good. That's some extra mills too.
Well, what do you do, Angelo?
He already popped. Yeah, so I think he did that just so he can get rid of the get rid of the card in hand, and his guys are died of the team, but I think that's what he kind of needs, and just top deck it to the right answer. He does have the Kuja still, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he won't be able to play it in swing. Because what's going to happen here is if Justin plays this right, he'll make it so that he can mill and play them deep. And then next turn he just has to mill 1. Because now, so Angel's at 5. The mill equals 4. Angel does 2. 1 more mill.
But you can only cast Medine on your turn, right?
Yeah. Actually, it does cost 6. I thought he had another card in. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah,
So
I was
let's
like,
see. So he wouldn't get the mill, so it'd be 3. So he can. There is a chance, but this is what's happening basically. He needs to make sure that Justin doesn't get Baleful, removes a spell that basically goes to within the top rest of his deck.
And he just discarded a Valafor, so there's a chance. Because, yeah. The Gladiator and, what was that? Throw it back up.
Yeah, that's Brawn and Gladiator.
Oh,
Not the cards he wants to see, but he can still bring the... Oh, no, he can't, because he can't play it.
What can he play?
Kuja. Because he has no ice out. Because he would have to break his 2 back up.
Oh.
Yeah, that does suck, Angelo. You can't win. Or even try. unless you like Gladiators, draws into Celeste, and then freezes the Riku.
There's a chance.
But I don't know how many Celestes he runs, or if he even has one left in his deck.
Things are getting slim.
Angelo, go for it. You literally have nothing to lose.
Except the game.
Well, I mean, he's going to lose the game anyway. So you might as well try to glad out for the Viking and then play, see if you draw Celeste.
You draw a card and just get built. Oh, that's weird.
Let's see. Oh, man. But then again, if Justin just tops deck into Baleful, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He could grab Kuja, but he has no ice cards to play it. Because the only ice cards are the 2 on the board.
Yeah, I keep thinking Kuja, you sack it and it comes into play.
No,
You have to, it just goes back to hand, right?
Up Genesis. Yeah, it comes to hand. It's game.
Is Kuja's monster forward?
Monster forward.
That is time on round. Active player is turret 0.
Oh, it's the next card. My heart.
That would have been good. Oh man,
Oh
that
gosh,
is
my
unfortunate.
heart.
And then he has the Valafor.
Yeah, that was game for him no matter what. Yeah, that Seymour mattered so much.
Good game. Which one?
The Seymour EX mattered so much.
Yeah, what's it? Well, I think Medine was his next card.
Was it?
Yeah, because he went like this, saw Medine through it, shuffled his deck, and put Medine back on top.
Oh, it didn't matter, but still.
All right, congratulations to Justin, our winner for the evening. We are going to be going over to the alternate game on table 2 from round 4. Stick with us.
That was a lot of fun to watch. Real
That
grindy, but fun.
It was really fun to watch. That's what I think. He needs to run a what's it? Yeah, he needs to run a water card. No, he needs to. Maybe Angelo needs a little more discard of this.
Yeah, he could play the Sarah.
I think he
The
needs
3-cost Sarah?
like 3-cost Sarah or like Argath or something. Just something to put his opponent back a little bit more. But I don't play his deck, so playing Steiner. Steiner's not a bad turn 1. It's basically just kind of a weaker camp. But it has
Or,
EX, so it's
Star
hard.
Sybil.
Yeah.
Except a forward instead of a backup. Ultimisia. No, Ultimisia. Ultima.
Don't want to play that in this meta.
That's just like, oh, cool. You lose for playing Ultima because I have Reek.
Now Zodiarc's super spicy this meta.
After all, life is just a resource. And decking out loses you the game.
That's
Okay. So we have 2 turn 1 forwards here. Both pretty big boys. Both had to discard 3 cards for them.
Scholar. 9K.
9K with Brave if you just stay on the board until you
And if
root
it's
it.
killed, you get to play another one.
Yep. That actually seems pretty good in this situation. Slowly seep into couch, losing all functions. Alright, we have now been sunk in. There's no leaving.
Calls the slump boys.
We're getting eaten as we spoke.
Let's see. I've actually seen that card starting to be played in some mono water decks.
The battleground.
Yeah, it's not bad. Let's look at top 4 cards, I think.
Is it you add one or do you?
Yeah, and you
just-
put the rest on bottom.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So a stronger Oracle.
And a weaker Porum.
It's gonna kill them. Long have we waited, should be.
So I think we saw a lot of water today.
Oh wow, he had no Frisch to play? Yeah, you're
Yes.
better, right? Believe there's commentary?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know some of you guys can't hear it. They're talking about us on stream.
Like, oh wait, there's commentary. Yeah. Oh, I guess because maybe he thinks on table 2 there won't be any commentary. Because technically we didn't commentate on their match, but this is their rerun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we're just watching reruns on the television. How fitting. Do you want it to be Epic After Dark?
Let's get some Epic After Dark. Do some like Rock Band, you know?
Dude, let's play Risk of Raid 2.
Risk Raid 2. Let's go.
Let's get a bunch of laptop, or just like a bunch of computers set up too.
Yeah, I think we're thinking of doing some LAN parties, so it'll be fun.
I think what's really cool is like what you do is like you get the in-game footage, right? But what you do is you switch off, like randomly you'll just switch over to someone else's screen.
Oh, you have to try to see what's going on in every match. Keep going back and forth so you get confused.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Nate going at switching the E insert.
Oh, I
Switch
meant
it-
for the Risk of Raid thing, but yeah,
Oh,
sure, if you want to do that
yes.
for Final Fantasy.
Because we have the two tables
What-
and just
what-
keep
what-
switching in between the two tables every minute.
I think I noticed this with like Magic Pro streams or whatever. They like have like face reactions or something like that, where like it just zooms on the player like reacting to it like real quick, and then like zooms back out or something. Or that's what I've seen.
Yeah, since Magic's so big, the stream could be really nice, and you could do a lot with it.
Let's see, they have all cards in hand. They have all that card information like on the side, like mana cost and all that.
Yeah, there's a list on the side. It's always super neat. But what we're trying to hope to do is like be able to get the cards in hand. That way we can actually talk and plan out what they might be doing instead of just going, I can't see the cards in their hand, so let's talk about...
It becomes to a discussion of whether or not we want to make it so that people have to bring deck lists every single week.
Sure. Well, people here do want the deck list anyway, and if you don't want to supply your deck list, you just don't play on stream.
That makes sense.
First, we'll bring back the face cams, and then we might get some poker hand cams going.
That'd be dope.
Dude, I think I'm pretty I have a pretty good poker face when I'm playing like Final Fantasy.
I have an awful poker face across the board and everything. I'm very obvious. My facial expressions definitely give it away.
So here's the card that wins. Here's the card that makes it so that you would lose. He's playing Old Maid. Or no. So what I always find interesting about Nate's deck is because I honestly don't think Yuri should be played in any deck that has water,
No. That's true.
except Water Whip. But you have to know what you're doing it for, Yuri in that deck.
Yeah, he plays Yuri in this build, and I'm just like, he doesn't even leave backups open. He just slams it. He goes, all right, deal with my Yuri, and they do, and he doesn't get any value out of it.
I also don't know if he's playing. Does he know how to play Yuri efficiently, where it's like you ditch 2 cards and you just slam the Yuri on board?
Maybe he does and just opts to go out of it, but probably not, you know? So maybe we should be, hey, here's a tip in life. Discard 2, play Yuri. Because he will pay for himself. If they try to remove it, you just draw a card.
So
And
you
so-
only paid 2 mana.
Great, and they lose a card out of hand. So it kind of makes up for it.
Ian's taking too long. Please remain restrained. Thank you.
We have reached the slow play minute featuring Ian De La Cruz.
Playing the 2-cost Viking.
I only like the 2-drop Viking if you're playing the Wind Water Standard Units deck with the Warrior Light, because you just play free Vikings.
Luckily, y'all can't hear what Ian's saying because he's throwing shade.
He's always throwing shade.
But I will make it so it doesn't seem ambiguous that he's not throwing shade of anyone in the FFTCG community, just the Epic community.
Yeah, even if he is throwing shade, it's all in love. Sometimes.
It's all good. It's former Epic community.
Yeah.
I know who he's talking about too.
Yeah, I miss I miss some of our older players and don't miss some. Like I miss Chris Josie. Such a fun face, always happy to play no matter if he's losing or winning. But he's been really busy with his acting, recording, and all that.
Oh,
And he's
yeah?
been really into Smash Ultimate lately. So I still get to see him every once in a while.
That's good.
This is the day he's been putting work in all night.
Dude, it's a good card. It's an amazing card.
Yep. Only reason I don't play it is because, well, when Zidane you can discard for CP and get to look at your opponent's hand. So it's 2 more reasons to play that one instead of the 3-drop. But in Fire Water Opus 9, yeah, light Zidane all the way. You don't even need the 2-drop. It
Water
just
is
dies.
super greedy in my opinion, especially in decks that don't inherently draw. Because like Zidane's honestly best place is Mono Water because that's where you have a lot of cards in hand, and that's when he becomes unblockable.
But when you're playing a deck where you're going turn 1 Zidane, get value, you're already discarding a whole lot of cards, and then you're just fulfilling the cards you played.
Yeah.
So you can now like you can be blocked, and then
Yeah.
you use Val 40X.
So what basically
Zidane's
essentially it sends to is like Zidane needs to hit like 3 times to gain the same value that you would get from if you just waited and played it once.
Yep. Yeah, Thoughtseize on a stick is pretty good.
Thoughtseize on a stick is pretty good. Dude, imagine if Firewater, like, Final Fantasy 9 had like a Riku Mill effect.
Like, what if it was like, when this forward enters the battlefield, your opponent knows that many cards equal to the amount of Category 9 characters you control.
Stop. You already
And
know
then you
this.
splash ice, right? You Renoa it.
You stop it. You stop it now.
Please?
You stop it. That's not fair. That's not fair for anybody.
That'd be fun.
What are you talking about? No, because I'm going to literally do this. I'll Zombie Whale. I'll play Zombie Whale. I'll play Zombie Whale. I'll play it. I'll Scholar it back. I'll play it again. I'll Phoenix it out. I'll play it again.
Yeah, that's true. And you make it a 2-drop, so you can get off with both Phoenixes.
That's why we don't let Christian design cards.
This game would be busted.
This game would be so busted.
And Control would definitely be the best deck in the format. Next to Mill.
He's the one who'll be opting out for Zidane not to get banned in Semi and Star Symbol and all that.
Don't call me out like that.
I'll call you out publicly.
These cards are fine. This heck card's here in the format. Okay? It deals with star symbol.
It's fine. They'd probably make a Cactuar number 2 and 3 for him, so he could have 8 in the deck or 9.
No, you could just have them just be called Cactars. And they literally could just do the same thing, but it would be a different card number. They'll use the same art. They won't care.
It's just like the same effect, the same card, different numbers.
Just like, it's legal.
How about just a Wind Dataluma? Exact same thing, but wind.
And it's not unique. It's just generic. You just are
We're not even commenting on the game at this point.
Well, it's a past game. It's not like
Yeah, pretty much.
it's kind of for fun.
It's epic after tournament.
Yeah, pretty much. Ian's just like beating Nate's head in, and then
Just kicking it off.
yeah, Nate's playing like maybe a Prish a turn, but like Ian just deals with it.
It's like Nate's taking this casual walk down on the road, and then Ian's just running up behind him. Just a nice drop kick into his head and drops the head off. That is what's happening here. Nice swift kick to the head.
Okay.
So much force.
This Prish is so. I wish this Prish was better, but sadly, on block triggers are like the hardest to resolve.
If it was a 4-drop though, I think it'd be a lot better. But
Maybe
it's not.
Yeah, just because for the fact it's 5 mana is a lot to put into an 8K forward.
What if they made a backup in category 11 that says reduce the cost of Prish by 1? Is there a Final Fantasy 11 character that kind of helps Prish at all in the games?
Ask Ian. Don't ask me. I don't play 11.
Are you right? Hey Ian, even though this is a pre-recorded thing and I can't hear your voice anyway, and you can't hear mine, is there anything that helps 11? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Did I tell you what I wanted to do for stream? All I did for the rest of the stream was go, and then Brian would just have like subtitles. Like, I think this gentleman is trying to play water in a deck that doesn't need water. What is actually being said? Rado, 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 rado.
Scraw?
I mean, that's me and Angel's secret language. We just squawk at each other.
Oh.
No.
Interesting.
That's literally what we did for like 5 minutes in the game.
I think our viewership would go down if it was just sounds instead of commentary.
I think it would. Oh, okay. Freaking Home Improvement. Oh. Tim Allen. Oh, this is pretty fitting. For a Category 9 deck to have the Category 9 theme. What's funny is they use this theme twice. It's at the beginning of the menu, and it's the theme of one of the dungeons in the game.
Oh, really?
It's a little remixed, but it's basically the same thing.
It specifically does this.
When your friends want you to be more Pacific.
Please, can you be more Pacific? I live on the Pacific East. I live on the coast. You mean specific? No, Pacific.
Just starts turning into the ocean.
Yes, we are very Pacific.
Have you been to Seaside?
I think I have. Yes. I think I went
Seaside.
to the aquatic park, not the aquatic park, but the aquarium there.
Oh, the aquarium is fun. You ever had their seafood? It's so good.
No, I haven't. My family doesn't really like seafood. Or, well, they didn't. Now they do, outside of my brother.
Excellent. Well, thank you, gentlemen. We are going to be calling it good for the night.
Sounds good.
Thank you for having us. It's always a lot of fun.
Indeed it is.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. We are Epic Gaming. We like to stream on every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday night for some Final Fantasy action. Join us again next Thursday, probably sometime around 6:30 or so, and we will see you then.